Hi, today I want to share a story about becoming and trusting your true nature. And I really feel that this is so important at a time when technology and AI is really exploding. So, first of all, my name's Delyth. It's beautiful to be here with you today. And I help people to become more secure and confident in themselves. When you do this, your relationships will blossom, you'll experience more opportunities, but more importantly, you're going to deeply begin to trust yourself and the world will open up to you in a new way. And I think this is really, really important at this time of technology expanding maybe beyond what we can imagine. So, the story I want to share with you really began yesterday, but in the past few weeks. I have moved back to an area which is surrounded by woodlands, and I feel very at home in nature and in the woodlands. And in fact, I help people with forest therapy so that this is when nature and the trees become your therapist. And in recent weeks, I have held 3 forest bathing experiences. And yet last week, we have been having a lot of rain. And preceding that, we had so much sunshine. And I was really feeling like I was in Avatar, the film Avatar, because all of the greens are so lush and nature is so abundant. You know, nature at the moment is just so abundant. Of course, we're in late spring and all the flowers are blooming and the trees and the leaves are glistening and glowing. I went for a walk and I've been on this walk many times over the years, but it was like I was seeing this part of where I live with new eyes. And I looked at this woodland and I felt that's like the rainforest. 20 odd years ago, I was very fortunate to visit the Amazon rainforest. And so, forests and nature and trees is a real part of my nature, my true nature. And I looked out across at this woodland and I was transported back to being in a rainforest and also exploring Central America. So I looked at this woods in the distance and I said, I think that is like a rainforest. 1 week later, my friend sends me a link to Britain's lost rainforests. And I thought, my gosh, what if the woodland I was looking at is actually one of these rainforests? Turns out it is. So yesterday, towards the end of the day, I felt drawn to go and visit this woodland. I'd not been there before. And so I went to the woodlands and I immediately felt that I am home. And I have felt this so strongly in recent months when I'm in a woodland, more so than before. It's like a real awakening. And this woodland is so ancient. The trees and the energy there just feels otherworldly and incredibly bewitching and magnificent. Very magical. Anyway, I had the thought that I must contact my main contacts where I host the forest therapy sessions to ask her if I can begin to create sessions in this woodland. 10 minutes later, she walks up the path and I've not seen her physically for about 18 months. So we just bump into each other in this woodland, and it's really magical. And she's saying that she always felt that I should be doing these woodland experiences in this particular forest. And it just really struck me that when we can tune into our true nature, which is our intuitive self, where we are in a communication with the natural worlds, which we are a part of, we will be given what we need, but we need to follow the impulses. So the more that you become secure and confident in yourself, the more that you're going to become so attuned to your energy and where your true nature thrives, which can be online. But it's about discovering what is really important to you and where your natural talents and your natural self-expression thrives and how that interacts with the external world. And as we enter a time of AI, it will be harder to discern what is real or not. And that may or may not matter to you, but it really matters to me. And I had a very informative conversation with my old business coach yesterday that kind of really activated me. And that is when I went into the woodlands and had this very magical experience. But it's kind of bringing a lot of things together about what is important to me at a time of real change, and how important it's going to be for us to have safe spaces to come to where we can connect and be with other people like us, like you. And I'm not saying that's me. I'm just sharing what I'm feeling is going to become really important. And so, what I really want to support you with on this channel moving forward is stories like these, invitations for you to begin to connect to the core of who you are. So, I will do some sessions to help you to maybe come into your body in a different way so you can access more of your intuition and your true sense of being, which means then that you can navigate life as we go through really big changes over the years in a different way. So that's my intention. But I wanted to also really make a statement now, while this channel is developing and growing, that I will not use AI on this platform. What I mean by that is you're always going to see me, not an avatar version of me, that whenever I do a video, it will be me. And if I ever do more audio recordings, which I will, I want to share more meditations, they will always be my natural voice. It won't be an AI that sounds like me. And I think it's really important that we reflect about how we are going to be in this time of great change, where authenticity and integrity is going to become, I feel, a big invitation. And it's really up to us as individuals as to where we place ourselves within that. So that's my message for today. Thank you for listening. Please share any comments, any thoughts below. I would love to hear from you. I do host a monthly women's circle, and this is really an opportunity for women to come together in authenticity, in connection, and knowing that you are interacting with women. The details is below. And you can also sign up to receive my self-love and self-worth audio if you'd like. All information is below. I'd love to hear from you, and I wish you an absolutely beautiful day. Be magical.